This weekend is fishing opener here in Minnesota, so I knew that I'd have a little bit of a hard time finding the perfect dispersed single campsite on a lake. So I came into the forest thinking that this was all going to be open. Oh boy, was I wrong. Last night, I found 5 different campers, all in areas that I had pinned throughout this forest. I keep coming up empty. This morning, we just stayed in an open pit. This isn't the spot that I wanted for this weekend. So this morning what we got to do is get back into the truck and see if we can't find the perfect camping spot. This one's nice, but it's not going to work. Are you ready to go on a little road trip, Toby? Plan is to get out of the Foothills State Forest, get into the Chippewa. It's a little bit bigger and we'll have a little bit more room to roam. Hopefully we can find a place. It's still early. I think I'm on the right trail. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Stay. Down at the end of this road, there's a lake and it's got a dispersed campsite. We're in the Chippewa National Forest and this is what I'm looking at. I think it's worth driving through here because I don't see any fresh tracks, which means that campsite's probably open. Weather is just perfect. Hi, buddy. You ready to go drive? Trail's a little tight, not too bad. It's pretty sandy, which means it's draining out, not holding a lot of water. A couple of little dips, but nothing the truck can't handle. This is exactly what I was looking for, a single forest campground on the lake. Well, I decided to dump the audio on the computer really quick. And then some dude just pulls up next to me and decides he's gonna set up. He's out fishing right now. His dog's just walking around the campsite, so. Don't want Toby to go outside. I think we gotta find a new place. Well, that was a good test for Toby. We were both at the dinette. I was standing loading clips into the computer and Toby was just sitting on the bench when Lab comes into the campsite and almost came right up the camper steps. And Toby didn't completely freak out, which was good. That guy had 0 recall on his dog, so I wasn't about to put up with that all afternoon. We are going to find someplace different. It's just the way it was meant to be. It's a good thing I filled up my water tanks on the way out here. Keep the center of gravity down. Thought we were going to come up on 2 wheels for a second. We're almost out of here. Well, let's check out this one. See if we're gonna strike out or score. It looks empty. Sweet. if we can catch a break. Come on, Toby. Good boy. Check out this place. Doesn't look like there's any fishing from shore here. There is a hand launch, so someone could show up, put in a canoe. I think this place is going to be quieter. I think we finally found home for the weekend. It's nice to finally be back in the woods. Toby and I have been working on his training. I thought I'd show you what we picked up. Toby, sit. Good boy. Toby, down. Good. Stay. Toby is a chill dog. You guys see in the videos every week. And the thing is he's really smart too. I know a lot of people think, well, I don't know if I want to go to the shelter to get a dog, but I tell you what, Toby has been absolutely awesome. Thing is sometimes I forget to tell him to break, and he'll just stay there. Most of these single sites in the national forest and state forests are small. This one's the same. It fits the truck camper, no problem. You could probably fit a small pull behind in here, probably not a fifth wheel. This one does have a fire ring. They don't all have fire rings, but this one does, and it even comes with some trash, but we'll get that taken care of. We'll get a fire going in a minute. There's not a lot of trash here. I think there's a couple of cans, and that's about it. It's a lot better than some of the places I've seen. There's the sign. This is what tells us that we can stay here tonight. We're not going to have any problems at all. This place was really easy to get to, and the path coming in here is really pretty. Let's get the fire ring cleaned up. Start that fire. Toby, come on. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy, Toby. Down. Atta boy. You got it. What a stud. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck this weekend. You can see that the fire is pretty much burned down. And I've been recording this whole time, the last couple hours, but none of the audio came through. I don't know why that happens. I can see my audio level is working, but for one reason or another, the GoPro didn't pick it up. And this has happened before. I think maybe what I'll do is just put a little bit of music behind it and catch you guys up to where we are right now. with it? I don't know either. That's how we got here. For supper tonight, I was going to make one of Mandy's favorite meals. It's called pot peak, and I got the recipe from a family friend. She's from Taiwan, and she brought it with her. The thing is I don't feel like cooking tonight. So I was thinking, what do I got in this fridge that I can make? It's quick, easy, and delicious. Egg salad sandwiches. But I don't have any bread. I do have a wrap. Let me show you what I'm thinking. We'll start with 4 eggs. I like any cold salad sandwich. An egg salad's got to be one of my favorites. Alright, I got the yolks all taken care of. The whites, first in, a little bit of mayonnaise. Follow that up, a little bit of mustard. And this is where Mandy and I disagree. I like mine a little bit sweet, so I always put in a little bit of Miracle Whip, and she says no way. We'll stir that up. I think that's looking good right there. And then next up is the secret ingredient. Pickles. And not a lot, just a couple. We're gonna cut them up really thin. So that's it right there. We got 4 of them, and it's almost like relish. In with the eggs. Last night when I was at Walmart, I was picking up supplies, and a salad sounded really good. I know it shocks me too. I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but then when it came time to eat it, I was like, I don't want to eat a salad. So the good news is I have lettuce from last night's salad that we're going to put in the wrap. I know this is not the meal that I would generally make on the channel, but honestly, I was going to skip supper. I was thinking to myself, what do I have in the fridge that I could just throw together really quick and easy? And here it is. Not too bad. It really feels like fall out here, like fall after a couple of good hard freezes, because there's hardly any bugs. This is so nice. Hopefully we can see the northern lights. They were out last night. I tried to get a good shot of them. I've got an old GoPro. It's like 3 years old. The newer GoPros have some really cool night lapse features. This one doesn't. It just has a basic night lapse. So I set the shutter, and I think it's the aperture. I don't even know. I just make some adjustments to try and get it as good as it can. And about 50% of the time, them shots of the stars, they work. The other 50% of the time, they don't. So hopefully if they're out tonight, I get a good night lapse. That'd be pretty cool. Before I forget too, I wanted to answer a couple of questions that I got about Toby. He goes in to get his neuter done on the 20th. After that procedure is done, then I'm able to adopt Toby. Right now, I'm just considered a foster parent, but it's not like that means that they can take Toby away from me. That would absolutely never happen. So on the 20th, he goes in, gets that taken care of, and then we're able to fully adopt Toby, which is awesome. But no worries that Toby's gonna go anywhere. On the 20th as well, I've actually got to go in and get an MRI done. I have some issues with my shoulder. So I went in to go see the doctor, finds out that I broke my arm. Who knew? And there's a bone chunk that is floating up inside the rotator of my shoulder, and it is damaging. Oh, just like that, the lights go out. Anyways, my shoulder is getting damaged. Hopefully it doesn't cause a lot of issues with the channel. I hope it won't. I think that this means we got to go inside for the night. Let's finish talking about this tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a good shot of the northern lights. See you in the morning. getting some winds out of the north, and it's bringing in a lot of smoke. I hope this doesn't mean that the wildfires have started up in Canada already. Let me show you. Kind of smells like a house fire. We were able to see the colors of the trees across the lake yesterday. Not today. Temperature feels like it's dropped 10 degrees. Cold blast came off the lake. Come on, Toby. I have not had running water in over 6 months. This is nice. It's definitely something that I take for granted, and sure is nice when you got it again. I can finally wash my dishes. It was nice being able to use a percolator again. It's been a while since I've had it. I'll probably start using it a lot more often. I checked on this website that lists all the active forest fires, and I'm not seeing anything here in Minnesota or even up into Canada that could be causing this. So I surely hope that it's not a house fire. If it is, I hope everybody's okay. One thing that I'm thinking though is if it's affecting me, starting to give me a headache and I can feel it in my face, then it's got to really be affecting Toby. I mean, dogs have more sensitive noses, right? So I think that we are going to pack up and get heading on home. What do you think? Yeah, let's hope it's not a house fire. Well, it kind of feels like I've been all over on this video. Hopefully it all makes sense in the end. We'll have to put it together. I've been having some issues with the GoPro telling me that the SD card doesn't recognize the recordings anymore, and that started this morning. So hopefully I'll have all of these problems fixed, and next weekend we won't have to deal with that. Hopefully next weekend we can find a spot. But we're getting into camping season here in Minnesota, and this is just what happens. I know last summer we spent quite a few nights at the Walmart in Hibbing and in Grand Rapids. I mean, it just comes with that time of year. Hopefully next weekend we can find something a little bit quicker. Until then, be kind, be honest. We'll see you down the road. I didn't forget, you're the star. You close it out. Oh, let's go home.